testing my broadcast. Alright, let's see if we're broadcasting. Doesn't look like it. You're live. Am I? I am. I'm back. Right, okay. That was a bit iffy. Oops. We have volume on that. Okay. Right. Let's get on with this. Now I've got it all up on GitHub for you. What we're looking to do now is to load any 3D model, initially a .obj file. So let's just have a look on here. Analytics, edit video. Edit video. Where does that put me? Here. 0.02. This is the second part of this, isn't it? Okay, that's that done. I'll just watch it from here, I think. So, let's try. Yay, part 2. Good old YouTube did it again to me. Thank you. So, what are we doing? We want to load an OBJ. Here we go. Got the right mouse now. In here. But there's another problem. Where are we? How can we load an OBJ? Well, I don't know at this point. So after Windows show, I'm going to call a system. And it's open brackets. What do we have? It's dir, isn't it, for Windows? Semicolon. I'm going to see if that'll work. Let's just build and run. Oops. That didn't go well. Build and run, just alter that back to what it should be. No output. No output at all. Are you telling me I can't do a system call? What is the run directory? Well, we're going to have to find out the hard way, by the way. By the look. Or it wasn't getting there. Let's try it here then. What's build and run? What's the shortcut? Control R. Okay, Control R. Save all. Nope, no output. There's a reason for it and I've forgotten the reason. I think it's because I'm not using a console application. Oh well, never mind. We are going to have to do this the hard way. But we can actually see it here, so it's not too bad. we need to create something, and it's going to be import OBJ. So namespace, this is the class. Namespace model class, import OBJ, and load OBJ is the only thing it does, and it gives us a true or false, which is not good enough. We don't want true or false, we want the raw thingamajiggy. And I think it's there. Under store OBJ, store data, line. Not there. No, it's just a true or false. That's right, yes, I remember how I pathed it now. So, import OBJ. We will have hold on a minute. I'm going to try something. Hash include. Because I always do this to make sure it's working. IOStream. Down here, we are going to have std : cout. And that's going to be welcome to the model 3D converter. Amberskies. Full stop. And I think I'll need /n. Try that. Oh, is it /r/n? Oh, I don't know. It's Windows. God help us all. Control R. All I want is a welcome message. I'll know if it's not working then. Yeah, it's not working. Great. God, Windows, you really do suck. Okay, projects. It's pointless us having a run step with running terminal. Oh, working directory, here we go. It's here. Yeah, I thought so. It's in the build directory. And we don't want that. We want the working directory to be in converter. So that's that. That's that. Run and build. Fine, we're okay. Thank God. Actually, we might keep that going. Yeah, we're okay. We're getting zeros, and we've got 2 of these going again. Fine. How do I add that? Okay. Let's try config plus equals console. Qmake lflags console, blah blah blah. Try it anyway. Passed. Clicked. No. Not going to give us that. Okay, fair enough. Untitled. Tell me. Next. Select all. Next. Finish. Yeah, I was right. Minus app bundle. That's an interesting configuration. Already got C++ 11. And a run. Where's the console? No console. Okay. I like it. Windows, hate you. Can't just do that then. Fine. Absolutely fine. Don't care. Oh, wait a minute, application. Make sure this is cleaned off, please. Thank you. Compile, make sure you're cleaned off because I want to watch you in a bit. That's not going to work. So we don't have direct output, but we do now know where the run directory is. We've reset it, and we now know that it's in just this directory, so we can do resource/obj and then the OBJ file. That's why you need to know where your run directory is, so you can actually access things. Yep, it's like that, folks. So we've got a run directory. Let's have an import OBJ. So let's try it. How do we know if we've loaded it? Right, so we need to go to our window here. This thing, as you can see, I've emptied a lot of things here, so let me just get rid of this window. So all I did was put, I'll show you how I made it. I'm going to find the right window. There we go. So all I did was put in an OpenGL widget, then resized it, and then from the top here, put 2 push buttons, and I renamed them. I also changed their name in the inspector. So in here, I also changed it to load object push button, save amber, Q push button, view portal GL, Q OpenGL widget. So we need to start off with this load OBJ button here. This one here, it's now highlighted. So I'm going to right click on it and go to slot. We'll have clicked. Okay. And there it is. And we're in the CPP file. It's also altered the header file. Let me just get rid of that alteration. Get rid of main a second. It's clicked on this load thingy here. Great. Now what we're going to do with that? We want to load OBJ, I suppose. That might help. I've got all my code in the wrong place. Fantastic. Get rid of that, don't need you again. That's our start position, so where do we want the code? Create a new file, I guess. Pop it all in there? No. Yes? I don't want to create a new file, that's the whole point of this. So this is on the Windows H, this is the Windows layer. Okay. But really all we want to do is pop it in the top of here. Yeah, we can do that. This is the compiling bit. That'll be nice. What am I doing? Trying to scroll. Alright, so it's from line 20. Oh, I've got QD, but silly me. I'll try that out in a minute. No, I won't. Right, so all the way down to main. Is there. Cut. Paste. Ding. Right, so I've got it all in this file. I compile. Make sure it can compile the file. Yeah, it can. That's alright then. So I've got it compiling. And that means that this is all under model colon. Alright, let's call it in then. Let's call it in. Windows.h. So onload, private. Yeah, this is where we want to stick stuff. I don't like this being here. Don't care really. Okay. So what we're going to need. Void. And this is just going to be load 3D model. Doesn't look good, does it? Actually, doesn't look too bad. So we go on. We'll have that. How do you do it in this one now? Refactor. Here we go. Add definition to CPP. Thank you. And this is where we start. So from here, on that button click, all we're going to do is type in load 3D model. That's it. Here, we're not going to give options, we're just going to be testing the system out first. I need a save all button on here and it hasn't got it. Control Shift and an S. My coffee's going cold. Lovely. That window's useless to me now. It don't work. Let's start setting this up then. So, model import OBJ. Don't need it. Don't need it. Don't do it. Right, this has added something that I need somewhere else. That bit's okay. Looking at me includes. I need a raw model, which is our objective. Okay. I want you. Cut. And I want you here. Paste. I want you in the header file. I was going to change something in main and I nearly got to it. I didn't. That was it. There we go. That's what I was going to change. Give that a bit of space. Right, okay. Not sure we're going to do that anymore. I think we're going to have to go through converter window instead. So that's our program here. That doesn't exist anymore. So that's our main program. Lovely. Main program. That can stay there. Yeah, I was just messing around with that, wasn't I? Right, I don't like this being here at all. Go for cut. No. B. No. Okay. How'd you cut? X. Grief. What I want here is models. Why haven't we got it? What's going on? Amber 3D models. Raw model. Okay. So it's Amber 3D. Colon models. Colon raw model. And we will have star M. Oh wait a minute, this thing puts everything on the left hand side, doesn't it? So it's star space M underscore. Just call it model. Semicolon. That'll do. There we go. And in here, put it after here, don't we? So it's just comma M underscore model open equals a new. Hello Muppet, what do you want? Amber 3D model. Can't do that. It's null pointer. It's a null pointer. Because we don't have one yet. Oh god, what am I doing? Stop it. Here we go. So we are going to need... Let's see what we've got here for models. Model. Colon. I've got store. Import. Yeah, import OBJ. So that's our importer. And it is an asterisk. It has to be a pointer. It would be, wouldn't it? Equals a new model. Put that one there. Bing. Semicolon. Unused variable. Well, thank you for that. Alright, we've got our importer. And it's QString, so it's just load object. So importer, arrow, load obj, open inverted commas, and that's going to be resources. I'm going to just use a forward slash. I'm not going to go backwards slashes. OBJ. What we're going to try for the box. Box rgb.obj. Box rgb dot obj. Now, how much of that do we actually need? How much is given to us, and how much do we need? So we have to do a quick check. Oh look, resources, obj, .obj and .mtl. So we only need the actual file name. So all we need is box RGB. That's nice. Right, let's follow it through. So it takes our box RGB, it modifies the file name to go to resources/obj, which is why we needed to alter this working directory, because otherwise it would have been in the build directory, and that would have been wrong, because it would have been looking for it in a directory that we can't see here, in a build directory. Right, so I've got that. If it's not open, return false. Alright. So if not open, it's got a bool. Bool loaded equals. And that's if not loaded. Q debug. Oh, no, it isn't. It's going to be Q. Yeah, debug. Error, which I like to put in square brackets for some reason. Old habits die hard. And this is what? Error on who? Error. Import OBJ build load model. Stop. Click. Semicolon. And then what we want to do is this. Close. I think that's correct. Yeah. We don't want to exit, we just want to do this close. Can we take a number in there or not? And we'll try a -1 in there. Does that work? Too many arguments. Doesn't. Fine, 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 fine. Else. Q D bug. And this is where we need to test model loaded. Yeah, I'll do. Could swap those two round really. So I don't like the not sign. That's the truth, actually. I don't like a knot. If I don't need to get knotted, don't do it. X. Okay. Right. So that's our first test of our model loader. That's the code for it. All we're doing is load object, box RGB, and I haven't shown you where to get all this code from. Oh, GitHub, yeah. On GitHub, so we'll leave it at that. But there are previous videos on the subject, which you will find at... Well, you're already watching on YouTube, so you know where the YouTube channel is, I hope. Under playlists, you will find it under the Qt one. That's helpful, isn't it? Qt, C++ loading a 3D model, and it's it all comes from in here. And even the 3D box, how I made that's in here, or should be. We got it working. Eventually I actually got it working, complete with colour. Yeah, it was a nightmare to do that last video to get it all working, because I had to practice it. Yes, bit ironic, but yeah, it was difficult to do. So let's follow it through before we run it. Will it build first of all? Compile. That's your first objective, is does it compile? Well, the answer is yes. Compile. Great. Doesn't mean it's right. It just compiles. So it should come back as true that the file has been read and loaded. So file close. Great. That's the only files we've got there. So who's it being passed to? Store OBJ. Store data. Which is created inside import object. Store OBJ is okay. How do we get the actual, or who gets? That's store the face. Private thing. Okay. Clear storage. There we go. There is that there temp. What we're after. The raw model. Who's getting that? Who calls this? With a GFX loader. An Amber 3D API GFX loader in, well. So send data to API. Who gets that? Right, well that's the interesting thing. We do. Muppet, how are you doing? So there's store data. Line by line. Goes through this. And once it's finished, it's finished. We have just loaded a raw model and that's it. So what we need to do is open our application here, Model 3D Converter, and run. Load OBJ. Store OBJ created, import OBJ created, model loaded. There you go. So we can load a model just with that one line. Now we have to get a hold of it. So what we need is a pointer. We need to get that pointer. Or a copy of that pointer. This here, store obj m underscore store obj. Because you've got the interface here for the raw model. How do we get that? How do we get that? You've got it here. So instead of returning true, here, we could return, what would it be? M underscore store obj. We return, send data to API. Now we need a create model. Who's create model? Who's got it? we've got it. What am I talking about? That's ours. So we need the loader for the API. And that loader for the API is come on, you're nearly there. Ah. GFX loader. Where have we made that? Where's that come from? Nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. So we can make it. Yep. We can make one of them. We'd have to make it in our importer. And that will go here. And that means we have to hash include it. And it's Amber 3D API loaders gxloader.h. Fantastic. What we're going to call it? Star M underscore loader. Without the 4 at the end, please. What? What's this? Oh, unused entity. Well, of course it's unused. We haven't done it yet. God. So mloader is the answer. Oh, we got to make one, haven't we? Okay. M underscore loader equals a new Amber 3D API. No, it doesn't. It equals null pointer. GFX loader. No, that's fine. Absolutely fine. Okay. So we can use that as a loader. But where it was asking us for the loader, we can now put it in. M underscore loader. But we just created another pointer, so we have to delete it. Delete. M underscore loader. Got a memory leak here somewhere. Not shutting down properly. I've noticed this before with Qt Creator, that it doesn't shut down properly. That's why I do these QD bugs here. So they were created, but they were not shut down by the close button. Just want to check something quickly. Amberskies and the RPG dev. Source. Don't think that's the file. Here it is. This file. Just want to check you. VS Code, please. A check. Or text editor. Alright. I've got key events. Buttons. Here we go. This. Close. Thank you. So it's the correct command I'm using. This close, yeah. Oh, it's not actually getting. That's why. This is going to just for testing. No, wait a minute. We can put it on the other button, can't we? Of course. We'll need it. Let's have an exit button. Why the hell am I icking about? Give me an exit button, you. I don't want you. Give us a button. Put it in the bottom right here. There we go. Exit. Want to label it, please? So push button. That is the exit button. Button. Okay, click here. Exit. Go to slot. Clicked. OK. And then it's just this. Close. Fantastic. That's you done. Save. Save. Right, this time, just a simple test. Hit go. Looking at the application running rather than anything else. Load OBJ. Yeah. Oh, wow. We got a cancel. Close program, you derp. Index out of range. Oh, that's because we put all the loading stuff in, haven't we? Ha ha ha. Ah, bless. One of our vectors is wrong. Where's the stack? How do we debug on here? I have no idea. Index out of range on import OBJ. I expected something like that. So we'll just look through it a bit further. What do we do differently? Out of range. I remember now. Yeah, we've got all these indexes and lovely things going on here. That gets pushed back. Yeah, that's okay. Oh. Application. Sorry. I was going to test that, but wasn't I? Exit. Didn't help me. Never mind. One of our indexes is out of range. Look how many we've got to check. Yay. Now the indexes are here. Alright, I'm going to do it. I really am going to do it. Index out of range. Hold on a minute. Means it's too big. There we go. We have 1 point, so it's there. Okay. There it is. That's the assertion. And it's coming from there. How can... oh, of course, yeah, text array doesn't exist. Oops. Go away. Just for a minute, just go away. Yeah, that's the error, and it didn't stop. Interesting. Oh yes, it did. It stopped on the line that had the error. Take that away. So yeah, I think I knew where the error was. I accidentally put the halt line on text array. Index out of range. That assert. Text array does exist, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. That's interesting. Let's try again. Debug. Just put you up here. Okay. We're here. What can we do? We can step over, but what I'm interested in is up here in the right hand corner. I just wish to see it a bit more. See a bit more of it. So we do have temp, we have text array, that's okay. Texture OpenGL, yeah. This TS, vertices per face 3, yeah, that's all correct. 108 items in the position array. We have 36 items in the index array. So 36 times 3 is 90, plus 3 times 16 is 108. In the colour array, we've got 144. I've got a feeling that our colour array has 4 thingies. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, it does. And then it's the next one. So it's in 4s. So it's 4 times 36 is 120, plus another 24 is 144. All of these add up. And we have PS as an int of what? Oh, it hasn't got there. Thank God for that. Step over. Okay, what's PS now? No, step over, next one. There you go, 108. That's correct. Position array, 108 items, position. It's 36. Create model, yeah. Okay, texture array. That's the colour one that we're doing now. So, CS, 144, that's correct. And TS, 0, that's correct. The text array. Okay, let's continue. And there we go. The inferior stopped because it received a signal from the operating system. Unknown signal. And it's stopping on Q assert the size of the vector. Index out of range. Float. It's not allowed to have a 0. Are you sure about that? Since when were vectors not allowed to have a size of 0? Ooh, yeah. I can see how that could be a problem. Because it has a control character, so it actually has a size of 1. Oh. Oh dearie me. Ah. Because I asked for a colour object, text array fails. Wow. That puts me in a spot, doesn't it? We're not allowed to use TS, text array. Like that. There isn't a pointer to 0. You know what I think I've forgotten? I think I've forgotten something very, very stupid. No, it doesn't like it. It's not going to be able to do it that way. I need the address at position 0. And it doesn't have one. At the other end of this, it just does check text array, so I do need it. Okay, that line's a problem. It's not been initialized. Where do we make these things? Yeah, not been initialized. Got no value. You can't pass it. It's got no value. What I'm going to do is see if it'll work. What's it looking for? An MU and an MV. A float. Let me just try this. If this works, then I'm right. Text array. Dot pushback. And it's just going to be 1.0f. I'm right. Then it has to be initialized. No. It wants me to use Visual Studio 2019 to debug it. Oh dear. You mare. You absolute nightmare. Load the object, comes to this line. Something. So now text array has one item in. I know what I might have done. I might have got them in the wrong order. Ah. So it's now on the queue assert for that. And it's out of range. So 0, 1. We put a 1 at 0. Yeah, that's right. 1.0, it's a float. Yeah, that's right. I is 0. That's right. Step over. Return data. Comes back. Is it going backwards through these? Yes, it is. Create model. Now it's going forwards. Yes, step into. Yeah. Bool has texture. Equals 0. Correct. We haven't crashed yet. VAO. Let's make a VAO. Okay. It's actually passed everything over. You can see it all here. Where's the rest of the, like, star bits? Where are all of those? Indices. Where's indices? Oh, it's not inside. Hasn't been used yet. Okay. Do I step in or not? Let's chance it. Let's step over. That's okay. Num text chords is greater than or equal to 2. Well, it isn't, it's 1. Step over that. Else current shader equals M shader color. M shader has changed to shader color. Store the data in the attributes list. Okay. 6.7. What is going on? We didn't set the current shader. Hold on a minute. We haven't set a shader. Holy moly, we haven't got a shader. We didn't set a shader, and it doesn't know that. I wonder it doesn't work. Is this from here? Okay, just get rid of you. Finished. Make sure there's nothing else lying around. That bothers me. Right, so we need a shader. That's where we're up to, so it's loading properly. We just need a shader. So that's the next step. Where are we going to get our shader from? Well, luckily we've got some. And we do have a colour shader, and we can check to see which one we used by looking at a different file. Is that one. Where's open with? Visual Studio, no. Why have I got open with visuals? That's the only option it gives me. Fantastic. It'll do. Just takes longer. Alright, all I wanted to do is look at the source properly. And it comes under, this is why I wanted to do it this way. Test. Or OpenGL. It's not either of those, is it? It's core. You. Thank you. Oh, wow. Functions, blah, 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 blah. There's our data. There we go. Load shader. Color shader. Get program ID. The loader sets the shader. Okay. What I really needed to know. Why are you like that? So the loader can set the shader. Or should I say the loader does set the shader because it's part of its thing, isn't it? And we have two shaders. We have a color shader and a texture shader. So we have that one and that one. So what we need, you two. And we need it stored. We have to keep that stored. That information is important. I shall keep that open, that one going. So I want converter.h because we want to keep the information. So it comes after model. We need these APIs. Hash include Amber 3D. God, C is so easy to do. People say it's hard. API, shaders. And we will have, yeah, color shader first. All you got to do is follow things. If you can follow things, then you're fine. It's when you can't follow things and you can't find things, that's when it becomes difficult, because it means that you've messed something up completely. What are you talking about? So now we have M texture shader and M color shader. That's good. I think they are autos. Are they automatic? I believe they are, because that's where I would have set it up. If I've got any sense. Yeah, they're autos. So they will take the shader that you give it. We've got the resources, so it should know where the shader is. It's in the resources. Yay! This could work. Save that. Where am I? Here I am. Right down here. There. Click on that, hit a V, and there you go. We now have the shaders. And we've got them in converter window. Spotted an error. That's an error. I don't want them in here. I want them in load OBJ. I want them in here. That's where I want them. 262. That goes red because I put it all in here, didn't I? An idiot. This is where working with two files actually is easier. 248. C means it'll still work because we've got the header file here that's doing it for us, but those two, X, come back, actually go here at 240. Okay. Now it works properly, everything's in the right place, and we have shaders. So before we can do that, we have to set the shaders. M_loader. And it's going to be set shader. Open brackets, which one do we want? Color shader first. M_color shader, comma. M_texture shader, semicolon. Cannot what? Cannot initialize a parameter. Equals a new color shade. It's initialized already. It means I've got something wrong somewhere else. What's this here? Well, that's just my marker. Error. Cannot initialize a parameter of type blah blah with a left value of type blah blah star. That's why. Get programmed. Oops. I'm going to split this one down. I can't read them otherwise. Go. Better. Do that properly. Do that properly. Fantastic. That works. I've got no breadcrumbs. I need my breadcrumbs back. How do I get breadcrumbs on Qt Creator? Anybody know? Oh my god. How do we do it? Indeed. Right, so we've got our shader. We should be able to jump through that hoop now. Actually, I'm going to keep it in debug mode. I'm not after speed at the moment. See how far it gets now. Okay, we'll build. Load OBJ. Application says model loaded. Now we've got shaders. Ooh. That means we've got a box model, but where is it? Where is our model? And why didn't we come out of that properly on the exit button? We did. Have a look under... Oh, this is application. Just says finished. Fine. We said close. Why did you not close? I'm going to have to investigate these closes. Because this close thingy doesn't exactly seem to be doing what I want it to. Oh, it could be. I've not put a QDebug in there. What's this? Convert window close. Destroyed. Converter, or is it convertor? Well, I called it ter, so never mind. Window destroyed. See if it's going through there. Full stop. We've done it so far. So we now have a raw model, but we are passing it back. Like, how the hell that became a bool, I don't know. I'm sure that's not a bool. But we are passing it back as a bool. It's a pointer. Yeah, we're definitely passing it back as a bool. But we haven't got any note of it in here. So we need a note of it in here, otherwise this just really isn't gonna, you know, like hack it very well. So hash include Amber 3D. Oh god, here we go. No, that's the wrong one. There we go. Amber 3D. Models. Or model H. That goes here. Load OBJ. Load OBJ. Return. Why are these three things here? Can't tab. Why can't I tab? Tab's not working. Oh, keyboard's not working. It is now. Where's that? Why have we got... This doesn't line up. Yes, it does. Because there's no breadcrumbs. Oh, my poor head. Right, what was I trying to prove? I was trying to prove that that bull's wrong. That was right. Okay. That's wrong. model. Could be a raw model star. I'm interested to know why it allowed a bool to go back. Change that bool over. So return null pointer. Okay. Do return the correct thing, the raw model. Thank you. We've now got a raw model being returned from our load. So we need a raw model. Model. Model can equal that if null pointer implicit conversion of null pointer constant to a bool. Oh, right, okay. What does a null pointer equal? 0? Well, it's an address, isn't it? The warning only. Implicit conversion null pointer constant to bool. What's supposed to be the way to do it then? Is equal to 0. What does null pointer actually equal? Oh, wait a minute. No, you... I'm stupid. It's if m underscore model equals equal to null pointer, then we've got to change these around again. Oh dear. There we go. So if it's equal to a null pointer, then there's an error. Right, thank you. Otherwise, model has loaded. I think it works. Build and run. I think it works. There we go. Model loaded. And exit now. Converter window destroyed, which will actually destroy what? The UI, yes, that's good, and m underscore model, but not the importer, because we've forgotten that. Importer doesn't actually survive that long, it gets destroyed there. Because all we're interested in is m model. So importer destroyed. That works. So what information do we now have? We have model. Let's just right click on that one. What information do we have? Raw model, class, VAO, an index count, and whether it has textures or not. We can render that. But what to? Ah. And that's where the next problem lies. We haven't got anywhere to render it. Yeah, sure. We've it looks like we have. Sorry, wrong one. But that is just a black square. It's an OpenGL black square. I totally agree. But it's just a black square. It's not attached to anything. It's got no program. There's nothing telling it to display or render anything. Now what we need is a renderer. Okay. Fantastic. So we're going to need a renderer. Where we're going to put that? Well, unfortunately, I think it has to go into its own program. That's probably the best way of doing it. FX loader's working. Main's working. QVector.h isn't mine. Raw model, I hope, is working. That leaves us with these two. And you. The big black square on you. We're going to have to promote it to something. Alrighty. Add new. C++ class. Class name. Render. Open. GL. Base class. It's a widget. But it's an OpenGL widget, which got deprecated after version 5 of Qt. Right. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I'll fix it as we go then. Yeah. Add, yeah, we'll have it. Render OpenGL.h, blah, 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 blah. We've actually got a version of this already, which is lucky for us. And it's in Solution Explorer, and it comes under OpenGL.h. So, what do we need? I need you, yeah, you. I'm going to take that surface format and include it. And yeah, I will take you. Cool. Yeah, we'll stick with 3.3 core, I think. I want the header file, please. I'll do that, it's easier. Public will be the queue open. Oh no, it's not. It is. Ah, it used to be. No, it's queue OpenGL widget, isn't it? Yeah. That's interesting. comma protected. And that's these here, please. You lot. So that's a full thing. It is a Q widget parent, I think. That is correct. Yep. And we're going to need you lot. The overrides. 100% overrides. Okay. So that's wrong. Let's add you. Refactor. No, refactor. What? Rename symbol under cursor. Add definition. Ah, there it is. Blah de blah de blah. No, that's not right. It's Q OpenGL. That's correct. Alright, okay. I'm happy with that for a minute or two. I'll sort that out in a second. Let's just sort out our bits and pieces here. Refactor, add definition, wallop. Last one. Refactor, add definition, wallop. Okay, width and height not used. What can I do with them? What's this? This is going to be our screen. Width. Oops. I don't like it that way. Maybe. Work? Yeah, it works for me. Stuff it. Width. And then it would be comma space. HER. Semicolon. Alright, that'll do that. Screen equals width, comma height. Yeah, that'll do. That'll shut you up. Righty, we've got all the initializing. I'm going to use the same initializing because it's still wrong. I've never corrected it. This is killing me. Absolutely killing me every time I look at it. I'm going to keep it. You're probably thinking, what do you mean it's wrong? Of course it's wrong. Look at it. Oh dear. Just look at it. Right, we'll need an M format then. Okay. What is an M format when it's at home? One of them. It's a Q format for thingy. Your object, yeah, public. Oh. There we go. That's not even a star. Really? Yeah, okay. Format. I suppose 0 will do. Or whatever. No, it doesn't. It equals something. It definitely equals something. We just don't set it because it is something. It's an object. Okay, it's an object. Alrighty. We won't do anything with it. We'll just leave that one out and we'll just ignore that it exists. Like that. Initialize OpenGL. Basically the same as we always do. As a safety. We'll do that. That's your initialize done. Oh, that was formatted beautifully, wasn't it? Okay. Alright. I can come back. To there. And that should be on the next line down. That goes to there, that goes to there. Alrighty. This is why I need thingies. Yeah, it looks about right. Breadcrumbs everywhere. mcontext.create. We don't have one. So let's grab one. Yeah. Just reusing code, that's all. I'll stick it on 16. I'll do. Is that again not a star? We just ignore it. Yeah, we just ignore it. Okay, because we've got a create and a make current. We check it and we get a GL version. I think that's as far as I want to go at this point. Okay. That's the only other thing I want to put in. Might do that. Might do that. Probably will do that. So that's okay. That's okay. Why is mcontext? Go away. Thank you. Paint GL. Pop you in just to make sure it's black. Actually, no, it'll go to that colour. Let's give it... I don't know. RGB. Let's turn B into 1. Let's make it a blue colour. And if everything will be blue then on screen, I hope, or something or other. Find out. Ah, it won't change. Well, it compiled. Interestingly enough. Right, so where is that? So on your UI, convert to window.ui, on our black space, we're going to promote it. Base class will be a Qt OpenGL widget, as we know, because it inherits from that publicly. And the promoted class name is whatever it gave it. I've forgotten already. Is it just render OpenGL? That one there. That's your class. Promote to render OpenGL.h. Header file is, well, we know where our current working directory is. It's in the same directory. Global include. Global include. Yeah. Yeah. Add. And promote. Now if we look at the widget box, not the widget box. Bah, humbug. The object inspector. View port GL. Its class is now render OpenGL. So it's changed here. And that's important, because it now means that that thing there is that thing there. So our black thingy is now OpenGL. OpenGL works automatically in Qt. As soon as you go to start this thing up, that black square will class itself and create a class. When it creates a class, it's going to trigger OpenGL functions here, an OpenGL widget. So this gets triggered. By triggering that, the Qt application will run initialize GL automatically, and it'll only do it once. So this gets run automatically at initialization. So it will create the object, so all of that will be done. It will then initialize, it will then go to resize GL, and then it will go to paint. And then it goes into the loop and waits for you to say, update this, or redraw, or whatever. You have to come back, and you actually then have to tell it to repaint and repaint and repaint. So it goes through everything once, and then it becomes our responsibility as a programmer to call into this. Use it. Right, so we've got that. Let's see if that works. It should now go blue. Well, 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 it went blue. It's not black anymore. So as I said, it's actually gone through all of that code and it's made it. Now, the other interesting thing is it's now giving us a screen of 741 by 401, which is actually the size of the blue area and not the widget. It's on OpenGL 460, NVIDIA 445.75. I don't know why it's not giving me 3.3. I might have to think about that. But what it's done is it's now given me OpenGL 4.6 because that's what's on this machine. I suppose that might be the only one it's got available. So that's what it's given me. I don't know. I might have to look into it, but it should be able to give me 3.3. It should be able to. And I need a cup of coffee. What's this YouTube thing up here? Oh right, I've been live twice now, have I? Yeah, this is part 2. Yeah. Okay, I want a cup of coffee. I've got no hidey thing. Let's do that. So we'll have a cup of coffee. Make sure there's no 4, 3, 2, 1, go. I'm going to make a cup of coffee.
Took a swing at a wrecking ball and I prayed for my downfall, and I found a way to reconcile, 'cause in my heart it's not worthwhile. It's a bloody battlefield where some go down, others heal. In the end it's all the same. All you can do is play the game. Oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm sad to say I'm sorry, so lie. Pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too many highs. Too many things to criticize. So I leave it all behind. Don't wanna live a lie. Life kept spitting at my feet and forced me down a dead-end street, when all I had went up in flames, burning only dark remains. I cover up every part of my skin, oh, 'cause I don't like the person within. Oh, I know I'm the one to blame. All I can do is take the shame. Oh, do we say goodbye? Refuse to question why. I'm too sad to say I'm sorry, so lie and pretend that you're okay. Swear that you will stay. Keep trying for one day. Whoa, I'm sick of all these lies. Don't care if I capsize. There's nothing left for me to hide. Don't wanna live a lie. Too many lows, too
Increase my
many
gain for this one. Not really that bothered. Okay. Where music meets your desktop. Our new desktop experience. No thanks. Got enough problems with Windows. Well, just hold that. Yeah, that's it. That's stopped now. Okay. I found some black burpy bubbly liquid stuff, so I'm happy with that. Now we have the classic problem of how does this program work? Because as you notice now, it's all disjointed again. We have a main which uses this window, converter window, so that's okay. But look at main again. It creates an application, okay, and that application has a run loop which loops. The converter window is created, we show the converter window, and then we execute the application or app, or A in this case, and that executes the run loop. Now Qt doesn't work in the standard, oh let's go stepping forwards, you know, one by one execution like this down the list. That's not what happens. Qt runs on interrupts. Interrupts are like pressing the escape key whilst you're playing a game and a menu pops up so you can exit it. That's the kind of thing that is an interrupt. So all keyboard input is on interrupts. The mouse input is on interrupts, and so is OpenGL. So OpenGL also has its interrupts, because if you noticed when I created this, it's not even here. Where is it? This one. render OpenGL, it gave us signals. That's interesting. Press F1. Signals. About to compose, about to resize, frame swapped, resized. So these signals are here. Resized is automatically attached to resized GL. That's done for us. About to compose and about to resize. No. Frame swapped. No, not really. Paint event. Set update behavior. Okay, sets the widget's update behavior to update behavior. Update behavior. There you go, returns the update behavior. Oh god. What it's trying to say there is the update behavior has two different functions. It can either redraw the bit that it needs to redraw, or it can redraw the whole screen. Well, it's redraw the whole screen, I hope, by default, or we're in trouble. Yeah, I think it is. Okay. There is no need to call make current. I know there isn't. Paint event, just call update. Will lead to sending a paint event. So all we need to do is call update from the Q widget, or Q OpenGL widget in this case. So we can cheat. No, we can't. Format, yeah, we've done that. Done current. Really? Okay. Partial update. The frame buffer object, color buffer, and ancillary buffers are not invalidated between frames. It's silly. So there's a 1 and there's a 0, and that's update behavior. So you can ask for one or the other, which is default. It tells us, doesn't it? In what on earth? Oh right, yeah. Go back to the top. Right, it's right, literally at the top, I think. It's the Q OpenGL widget class. When we set the parent. Yeah. There you go, window flags. Parent null pointer. You can set your window flags and stuff. So we haven't, and there's a default, and I don't care. So I'm just going to leave it as is. Okay. We'll get rid of this. Okay, edit. Right, nice. Where's that black burpy liquid? That's what this was all about. So we are going to need a couple of extra things in here. So at the moment, we get a blue window because it runs our render OpenGL once and once only at initialization. But then it goes into aexec and it's never run again. So after w.show, we need something else. We need a main loop of our own. So we can have our stuff done under our control. So we're going to create our own main loop. And it's not a hard concept because Qt runs on interrupts. So what we're going to need is a W dot main loop. Oh no, start main loop, isn't it? Yeah, let's have start main. Okay. So we have this, get off. And it's going to be void start main loop. And then down here in private, we're going to have a void main loop. Not overly complicated. Refactor, add definition. So that's there. And main loop. Load 3D model is also in private, isn't it? Okay. So why is this one at the bottom? In the wrong place. Alright, so what's this area? Private slots. Why is 44 blank? Don't know. Private slots, that'll do. This becomes important now. As you can see, these buttons work on interrupts. Private. It's different to that lot there. Okay, so now we've got load model and we've got main loop, and that needs to call update. So really what you're looking for here is your UI, and it's going to be central converter window, no, viewport GL, and that's going to be dot update. Yes. All we're going to do is update viewport GL, which is render open GL. That's its class, because we've joined it to that. So it'll just update whatever render open GL is, and it'll render. It will update using the draw method that's in that file. In here. We haven't attached a renderer to it, so it's not going to do anything at the moment. All it's going to do is update. Okay. But there's a problem. How do we get that to be activated? Well, I've put in a little hint here. Start main loop. So in main, we can now, after showing, we can put in w dot start main loop. That's show. Why is it giving me show? How do we get sleep? We don't. It's not in here. I can't do that, can I? No. I don't know what to do for that. I'll leave that as a question mark in my own mind. I'll leave a line there for me to remember. I'll hopefully jog my memory that I might want to do something else. So let's just think about how we want to start this. It's OpenGL. We want to render 60 frames per second, let's say, or 30 frames per second. I'm not really bothered which. Should we go for 30? We can if we want. We don't need to go with 60. Or we could go as fast as we can and burn up our GPU. My GPU is currently at 48 degrees C. My fan speed is at 0 RPM. And the whole graphics output is drawing 21 watts. That's not bad. So that's not going to go much by much now. Let's see then. What we're going to need is a way. Close everything a minute so I can get my head around this. We need a way to start. So we need that. We need the header file. So we need a way to start the main loop. And what we're going to use is hash include. Let's have a queue. Is it just a timer? Yeah, we've got a queue timer. There we go. So, queue timer. We will have star m underscore, and it will be main loop timer. Now what we have to do is move our main loop. It's a slot. We are going to need a signal. It's signals and slots, so move the main loop. That's the first thing. We've got a timer. So that's you done. I'm going to keep that open. We've now got a timer. And I've moved this into the slots from here. A few extra lines there, we seem to be gaining them. There we go. It's now a slot. Because those are just headings. I try to keep things grouped together within C++, otherwise it does start getting difficult to find things. So when we start, what we want to do, start main loop, yeah. Right here. Alright, we need to set up the M timer. So it's M underscore main loop timer. Oh god, that didn't work. Thank you, that did work. Equals a new queue timer. And this gets interesting now. This. This is a queue object. Yes, it is. Excellent. What does that mean? it means that we can connect it. So connect. And we open brackets, and we have this horrible thing that's just come across my screen, 1 of 8. Queue meta object connection, signals and slots. We're going to connect the signal to the slot. So the object sender is going to be, and it says asterisk, and we do have it as m_main loop timer. What I'm going to do though, actually no, Z that out again. I do that, it doesn't do it. It goes outwards instead of inwards. Okay, we're not doing that. Connect. m_main loop timer. Comma. What do we got next? Const char star signal. So signal. And that's going to be on what is it? Timeout. On timeout or just timeout? Interesting. Doesn't seem to be anything like that here. I'm looking for signals. Should be a special symbol for a signal. I've got this wrong then. Okay. Let's have a look at queue timer. F1. Let's see how this connect goes. See, this is where call. Call on timeout. Oh, it's got it within itself. Typical. They've made it easy, and I forgot all about that. So it's not. I didn't used to do it that way. But never mind. Queue timer. Colon. Time. Timeout. There it is. It's a signal. You can tell it because it's got that symbol next to it. Comma this. Comma. Const char star member. Oh, it'll be on help string. No. You can use slots. That's how I would do it. Got it. I prefer that way. It makes more sense to me. Signal timeout, slot, yeah. Yeah, I don't like it that way. Sorry. So it's signal time out. Oh, stop it. Get off me. Just get rid of that. Signal time out. This slot. Open brackets. And there shouldn't be that many. So we're looking for a slot signal, which is that one with little cutouts in it. So it's just main loop. That'll do it. Don't need the last argument. I'm not bothered about it. It's got a default. There we go. We've now connected the signal for timeout on our timer to the slot main loop. So all we do here is m underscore main loop timer. I think it's an arrow. Start. There you go. Start signal or start. Doesn't matter. Int milliseconds. No, it doesn't really. Milliseconds. Start 10. 10 millisecond countdown. It's a good enough time, isn't it? At the end of 10 milliseconds, there will be a timeout signal. And a signal will be sent out to the queue application in main. Timeout signal will be emitted by a timer that's on its own thread and happily doing its own thing. That signal goes out. The application will then send it around our functions, and if it says it wants to go to the slot, then it goes to the slot of whatever, and it will execute whatever's in that slot. What's in that slot? Main loop. We put it here. We've got update. The only thing we haven't got here is main loop timer. Stop. You don't want it to carry on at this point. And then you do your actions. Where's the end page? This keyboard's weird. It's got keys in the wrong place. Main timer. Start, and I usually use 10 milliseconds or so. There we go. So that will call update. So we now have our updater. We have a main loop, and it's calling update. Update calls PaintGL. So all we need to do now is put our renderer in PaintGL and then give our renderer this raw object that we've created somewhere else. I've forgotten where. Where did all our code go? Oh, here we go. Low 3D model. So we have that on the load 3D model. Yeah. We need to make sure that raw model is a null pointer. It is. Okay. We've got an error, have we? Yeah. We don't stop the program though. Fine. Excellent. Right. If we don't stop the program, we've got to be careful because now we've got this update thing. What can I put? If m_model is not equal to null pointer, then we'll do that. Okay. That's okay there. So that's the update covered. Now, when we do the update, yeah, okay. I haven't set the model yet. That doesn't matter. Main, yeah, re-render. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how this works now. Paint GL, here we go. It's QDebug. Okay. So just to help us see this, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a QDebug. Paint GL complete. Past tense. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So what we should see is Paint GL completed only occur once at startup. And then it won't work because I've put a safety in, a simple safety at this point, on our converter window here, saying that if the model equals a null pointer, don't carry on updating the viewport, which is the correct thing to do because trying to update null pointers will cause sig faults and sig errors. Out of what is it, memory out of scope, because you're not allowed to reference a null pointer and use it in a function. You can only do it, you can check for it, but you can't actually perform an action on it. We can't try and render a null pointer. It won't work. It'll be an error. So let's try and run. See what we get. That's interesting. So it did 2 paint GLs. We have a QObject connect receiver name converter window. So it's set up the QObject. Single timeout in, yeah, blah blah blah, connect, blah blah blah. Screen is, yeah, we got that, but it's done paint GL twice. Why it's done it a second time, I'm not sure. Wonder if it does initialize GL resize and then come back and do the paint GL again. Wonder. Once I hit this button though, it'll have an object and it's going to try and paint it. Watch what happens. Model loaded. Paint. It's not updating. And there's no error. So why isn't it updating? Maybe because it's not got anything to do? Or that's an interesting point. What does that update do? In Qt. I know what it does in OpenGL, but I don't know what it does in Qt. It updates and refreshes the screen. It might not call what we think. Not equal to null pointer if model blah 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 blah. Yeah, that's right. This is why I don't like the nots. No, we'll do it. View. Yeah. And it will be got render. Got two updates. We've got the signal, and we do have the AXAY thingy. Yeah, your widget thingy. Okay. Paint engine. It's protected. I'm not happy at the way I'm doing this. Did we call it? Yeah, we did. I'm calling it every 10 milliseconds. Right. This is another one that we can put in. Just to make sure it's working. I think it is. Our connection seemed... the connection came up and it told us that it was okay, actually. I think we're alright with it. Yeah, I think we're alright with this. Just make sure that I'm not completely missing the point, which I probably am by now. Okay. Just put update in. Fine for now. I don't like this idea here. So the main loop starts and then it did a paint GL. If it does a paint GL after the main loop starts, it knows that it's got nothing to show. Created, model loaded. Yeah. And it tells us that that's that at the end. It's holding back on information here somewhere. The information outputting is not in the right order. Like it only tells us that it's OpenGL after. What is going on? Oh god. Windows, Windows, Windows. Why can't you just do things in the right order? And this is one of the base problems of using event type systems, where you are using events and interrupts to drive your system. Things can get a bit out of order because of the way your operating system runs threads and the events within those threads due to priorities and things like that. Some threads go to low priority and don't ever get run because they're not doing anything. Like, sure, I put it in the right place. There you go. Initialize GL runs first, which I don't know if it is doing or not. I've got a horrible feeling that paint GL is being first called by the outer window, which is the UI calling for a full paint of the window to display it, the show, the dot show that we have in main, and then it's doing it also as it's being created as it shows it. Now the second thing is, if that is being held back and we aren't getting a full initialization because of that, we have to create this before the show. Which makes sense. We can't. Well, it is, yeah, it's on there. W. We have to make sure that at the start here, everything is created. All right. So we set it up, we set a timer, we connect it. We never delete that timer. That's a main loop timer. We make one, but we never delete it. So I think we better had. Convert window destroyed. Yeah, I think we're getting all of that. And then it says the open, then it runs initialization. That doesn't make sense. I think our initialization thread's being stopped by this UI. Wait a minute. I'll pop that in front of there. Shouldn't need to put this everywhere. There's no point putting it before that. Signal timeout, correct. Yep, main loop. Correct. You're snoring, pudding. Stop it. Putting me off. I need a think space. I need to space out and think. My head's starting to fill up. So, Coke, let's do some of that. Anybody any ideas why this would not, under that code, if M model is not equal to the null pointer, hate that, M model equals something. I've got to get rid of that not. to get rid of it, I just need that for my own mind and peace and quiet of mind. So we would have bool model loaded, sorry, m underscore model is loaded. Capital I. I'm going to put underscores in this one just to confuse everybody. It's funny. M underscore model is loaded. No, it has to come down to, it doesn't look right if you do it that way. We'll do it in C style. Take the capitals off it. Brackets false. Semicolon. Just don't put anything there, it's easier. Everybody happy up here? Yes, everybody's happy up there. So when we actually load the model, we've now got a fact. True. True is better than not equal to. There we go. It even reads right now. If model is loaded, update. Relax. Let's just give that build clean all. Let's have a look at this compilation. Build. Luckily, it doesn't take too long. Not compared to Visual Studio 2019. Visual Studio 2019 by now will be starting to slow down on a full build. Wouldn't be 11 seconds, bit that way. Because remember, there's a library involved there. Have to build the library as well. Which reminds me, we haven't built our library here. That's bad fun. I'm just using Qt out of the box here. So if I now, that's the clean code. Okay. We have, oh wait a minute, just stop. Just stop. We have, thank you. So it starts, connect, parenthesis expected, connect, null queue timer. Alright, we've got a parenthesis. Parenthesis expected. Always read what it tells you. That's correct. I've missed a parenthesis out. Excellent. Well done. You see, stopping for a second helps. gives me chance. The error that I've got is in the connector. So main loop signal, timeout. That's a function. This slot main loop. Application output clean. Go. Save all. It won't take this 11 seconds now, it'll just fix that bit. So we don't have that warning at the beginning. There we go. And when we hit load object, paint is completed on an interrupt of 10 milliseconds. And it still puts the OpenGL at the end. Don't ask. It's held back because it's not a required thing to be printed out. It doesn't have a function. It's not important. The queue application ain't gonna let us have it until the end. Okay. And there we have it. We have a paint GL working. We could put a timer on it and show what the time is. Make sure it is every 10 seconds, but what's the point in that? None whatsoever. Right, so we've got paint GL working. What do we need now? Well, if paint GL's working, we need a renderer. There you go. Renderer goes here. I think that shows it better than I could explain it whilst I'm relaxing. This is when I'm relaxing. I still program, but just not very fast. Right, so we have a renderer to find. What's the first one? If textured model, render it that way. Otherwise, render it that way. So I need to copy that over. That's our renderer. Look that bit better. Projection. I don't like projection just being like that. That should have been an M projection. Oh, we're passing it in. We don't need to pass it in. It's here. I know exactly where it is. It's in... here. M projection. We'll need one of those. It's a dot. So that goes in the header file. Here. It's a Q matrix 4x4, so yes, you're wondering why I included that and never used it. Well, this is what we use it for. Matt, Rix, 4x4. We have to set that up. Damn thing. Didn't do what I wanted. Actually, no, I can just do it the normal way. So let's have a look here. We haven't set up a lot of these. What have we got so far? M format, M contacts, and M projection. Oh, we don't set any of them up because none of them are stars. Don't need to bother about them. I love C++. I just ignore them because it gets set up when they're needed. And it gets set up at the beginning anyway. One of the things we need. We'll need an entity. Well, we've only got a raw model at the moment. Will that not do? No, it won't. It needs an entity. We need an entity, a renderer, a camera, another entity. So we need renderer, camera, entity, and texture shader. Haven't we already got that? We have. But where? So we have a raw model and texture shader. We've got the shaders. We have the shaders. Do we? Yes, we have. Somewhere. What we don't have is a camera. And a renderer. Well, let's grab ourselves a camera and a renderer. Here? No. Are they in here? Yes. There's a renderer. Where's the camera? Oh, it's at the bottom. Not the camera first. That's a star. And we also want renderer. That's that one. Here. Hash Include. Amber 3D. Entities. Camera. It's a nice easy one. Hash include. And B. Amber 3D. OpenGL. Oops. OpenGL. Renderer. Are those, please? Both of them can be default. Do we put them as null pointers in here and be sensible or what? Renderer we make with a OpenGL. Ah, that's interesting. So that's this. Okay. And the camera we just put as a null pointer. We make one. Where do we make the camera? I bet we just make one straight off, don't we? Yeah, we do. So we can put that in initialize. I like the renderer. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Is that not... Didn't we put that? That we didn't. Let's find out. Yeah, we've got a render and a camera now. Yeah, we're doing well. We just got to initialize them. M_renderer. Let me tap. I'm doing them in the right order, aren't I? Please, Selmaya. No, camera first. Doing them in the wrong order. Nope. Entities. Camera. Oh. Q vector 3D position. Pitch float your role. Okay, we've got to put them in. Q vector 3D. That's 0.0f, comma 0.0f, comma 0.0f, U, and then I want comma 0.0f, comma 0.0f, comma 0.0f. Is that correct? Yes. Q vector 3D. I don't trust this system. I know it's in Q matrix 4x4, so I'm just going to include it after it to make sure. Q vector D. Pop you in there just so you don't give us an error. Next one is a renderer. M_renderer equals a new Amber 3D. OpenGL. A renderer. What do you need? This. Okay, that's that done. Is this a thing? Yes, it is. I'm allowed to do that. You do that in the window, don't you? No, it doesn't. Damn. Maybe a problem with that line. Cut. Take it out of there. That'll work. No, it won't. It won't work there either. Got ya. I understand now. It's got to go after the OpenGL. It's got to go there. We have to have OpenGL set up before we can call this, because it needs the OpenGL. Otherwise, it's the context that we need. Wondering about these. That's supposed to be a QD bug. I'll do it. Nice. That's why we were using a printf, which we haven't even got. I'm now happy to cut that out of there and put it. That's better. Now I feel as though it's in the right place. It's after we've got OpenGL. So we've got a renderer. Created last. And we need now a diddler for render OpenGL. We've got to diddle it. Refactor, stick it in there. We now have to start deleting things. Delete m_renderer. And delete. What else do we put in? m_something. Camera. There we go. All sorted. Cleaned up. Right. We now have a renderer and a camera. We just need entity and texture shade. Okay. All right. M entity, M texture shader. And that's going to be, so we'll do those two. After camera. And text shader and color shader. Have the U2. Hash include. This is so simple to follow, it's untrue. API. No. Let's not. No. Let's go for entity first. It'll be entities. Oh. That stopped me in my tracks. We are only using the textured entity, M entity. That's bad. So we're actually only using, in our test function key 3, we are only using the textured one. That's bad. Alright, we'll go with it. We'll roll with that. We'll go with that one. Alright, yeah. Hash include. I know what I'm doing now. We haven't completed it. That's why. We're doing this actually before we complete the static library. We're building this off a library that isn't finished. Why am I doing that for? Are we using both shaders? Yes, we are. Thank God for that. Yeah, I was right. That's bad. Hash include. Text. Number 3D. An entity. They should come under entities. Alright, we only have a texture entity. That's why we don't have the colour one yet. Star it. Amber 3D. That's a shame. API. Texture shader. Alright. Amber 3D. API. Star it. So those three come after camera. Yeah. So that's end of line, enter, comma. This is where I need to do them in the right order. Ah dear. M entity. M texture. M entity. M. It won't do it, will it? No. Don't do that. That's just asking for trouble. M entity. Null pointer. M underscore text shader null pointer color of a null pointer for now. We might be able to do these here. Entity, texture shader. Entity null polling pointer, texture, color. I actually put the color shader one in. Interesting. I'll leave those as null pointers, thank you very much. Need to delete them. They're not ours to delete. What else isn't ours to delete that I've just deleted? Render is ours. And the camera is ours. So that's correct. We don't need to delete those others because they're deleted somewhere else. But we will need to have them passed in somehow. The only way I can think of doing it really is by having a void set rendering and have that pass in the things that we want. Which are the entity yeah, it'll work. Comma. Then we'll want shader. Comma. Okay. And the color shader. Those are the three variables that we'll need. It's not the best way of doing it, obviously. All I'm doing is I'm following what it's given us. These aren't going to be ours to mess about with, so that should do that. And delete you, go. Yep. So we'll have that. And all we're going to do then is refactor that to here. And all it's going to do then is put m_entity equals entity. Whatever the next one was. M_ texture something or other. Shader, yeah. Equals texture shader. Yeah. And then m_color shader equals color shader. There we go. Alright, so that's those three done. Now when we come down here, everything should make sense. But there's still a problem. We still have the same problem that we had in window. We need one more variable. I'll stick it up here. No, well, I'll stick it at the end out of the way. Ooh. M_ is model loaded? That's the question. Because we've got a button for it, we have to ask the question. So when it first hits this, we have to make sure that comma, that is false. And when we come to do the rendering, we can only do this lot if that is true. What happened to this else? Oh, nothing. That's what happened. Auto indent selection. Thank you. That's what it believes the auto indenting should be. That's fine, that'll do me. Expected a closing of brackets. So you do, so you do. There. Let's do that. What else we got wrong here? Oh, we haven't got those. We haven't got our hash defines. Our hash defines, okay. For common.h. Rehash defines. And we will pop you in here. There we go. So that's sorted. Our hash defines now. Anything else you want to complain about? We'll set everything. We've got everything. So when we call the update, oh no, when we load up our model, we have to set the rendering. Oops. M_ is model loaded equals true. You've got that, it's got to be true. If we got that far, we would set the rendering. So where do we set the rendering? We set the rendering back here. When we click that button. Here. So if model equals null pointer, model equals loaded true, there it is. That's the bit that gives it away. Follow the true. And this UI set. No. This UI viewport GL set rendering, and we want, well, I'll just list them out. We want an entity, a texture shader, and we want a color shader. Okay. Those are the three things that we want. Where are they? Well, the entity we have. What love? Is it tea time? It can't be tea time yet. Yes, it is. You're right. It's tea time. Okay. So what we'll do is we will pause at this point. And that becomes, I don't know how to do it on this one. Edit. Oh, advanced. Yeah. Toggle. That one. Control+/. There we go. That's where we start next time then. I think this is an actually running program. Let's just compile and find out. What's it saying? Error, qualified ID in declaration before token, void render, OpenGL, initialize J. What? Oh, we've got red marks all over the place that I've been ignoring. Alright, so what we got here? Function definition is not allowed here. Hmm? Why is it not allowed here? Because we didn't end that function. That's possibly why. Okay, that gets rid of you. Build there, I think. I haven't really messed up. Right, it's built. Does it run? Does. I think it's worked. Can't tell. Yes, it's worked. Stop that one moment. Clear. Clear. To run that properly. Render goes here, loop stack here goes here, load an object, and it all goes mental. Right, yes, that's perfect. So that's where we're up to. Render goes here. We're just putting the renderer in at the moment, and we are up to... Got to get to the right place now. There. Get rid of you. File. Save all. And that's where we're up to. So in the next episode, what we're going to do is I'm going to start by putting this rendering thing together. We've actually got all the information already. All we've got to do is put it together. We've got the raw model, and that contains what we need. But it also might actually contains the IDs. We can change this now and make it more efficient. That's brilliant. Possibly. Or maybe not. Because we're not really asking if it's... No, we've just got the model and we've checked. And if it's not, then we're going to do some stuff here. Right. We can use the IDs. Or we can get the shader. Right, I'm happy with that. If you're following along on this series, it's actually pretty interesting to me because I've not tried doing one of these yet. For open, like I'm not saying open source, but for public bits and pieces, you know, public view or whatever. I mean, the private ones are completely different, obviously, but at the moment, all I'm doing is I'm trying to do it the simplest way possible that doesn't seem confusing. I'm going by it step by step through the methodology of actually putting the program together. So as you see, I went in and now I've come back out and I'm back up to convert a window. I'll next put in these and then we'll let this fly. It'll set the rendering. Once we've got the entity, the texture shader and the color shader, we can go back in there, make sure that all the correct values are being passed across to the renderer, and the renderer should do the rest. Or will do the rest for us. If it doesn't, I'll be crying. Because this is what it's testing. It's testing the Amber SL that I've written so far, not the Amber SL I'm going to write, where there are entities that have colour and there are entities that have textures. And they all go into maps that are batch rendered, not just rendered. This is a single thing being rendered. I'm doing batch rendering later on. So that's it for today. Take care. Hope you're enjoying this bit of putting together a rather beautiful system of being able to convert your own OpenGL files into any format you want to use for your main program. So it's very fast to load in to OpenGL exactly what you want, and you can use it exactly how you want. It changes the whole ball game from one of being stuck with OBJs to one of being able to use any model system that you can put into the converter. And it always converts it to the same information. It's a lot of work at the end of the day because it builds and builds and builds, and then there's other things like animation and stuff to add to it, and it just keeps building up. You can even add sound to it, which might be interesting. Anyway, take care, catch you later, and stay safe. How do I end the stream? Oh, right, there's a button here. Oh, no, not that button. That button.